welcome back to 9-4 Radio. We are in the first habit of the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, written by Stephen Covey a lot of years ago. The first habit is called Be Proactive. These first 3 habits, like I talked about before, we're talking about self-mastery, right? We're talking about becoming dependent to independent. Nailing that. And in this habit, we're going to break it down a little bit. So just like I spent a lot of time going through the overview, and I spent a lot of time going through the fundamentals and the principles of 7 habits, I'm going to get into the weeds in being proactive. So it ultimately breaks down into 3 main points. So we're talking about taking that pause between stimulus and response, taking initiative, and then working within your circle of influence. So today I'm just going to talk about taking that pause. So between stimulus and response, there is a millisecond that you have the freedom to choose. So being proactive, Stephen talks about that being responsible for your actions, not being reactive, being like taking that first step, being ready, all that good stuff, being responsible, right? Just being responsible for what you do. And he breaks the word responsibility down, right? So it's being able to respond. And what he talks about is the same thing that Viktor Frankl talks about in Man's Search for Meaning. You have the freedom of how you respond to any stimulus. And it's in this millisecond. And if you can extend that millisecond out, see clarity, and then take decisive action, you win. You are proactive. You're doing good things. So let's talk about what a stimulus is. A stimulus is anything in life that happens to you. Not only getting cut off in traffic. It's not only bad things. Everything is everything is a stimulus. You get an email. Good or bad. You get good news, you get awful news, you get a phone call. You always have the freedom to choose. So this is what I would consider one of the most important concepts to understand is just because something happens to you doesn't mean you get to go to autopilot and respond without taking consideration. And what do I mean by that? How you respond is who you are. That's it. How you respond to stressful situations, how you respond to great situations, how you respond to disappointment, happiness, nothing. How you respond to when nothing is happening, right? That's who you are. So, as an example, I'm having a bad day, right? No reason, I'm having a bad day. I go into Caribou Coffee, which I normally do. And I'm having a bad day. And I'm just going to order my coffee and go sit down. And the barista just greets me, "Hey, how's your day going?" Pause. I have the opportunity to continue having a grumpy day, and then I also, like, in that moment, I have the opportunity to bring that person into having a grumpy day with me. Or I can pause and accept the good energy coming from that barista, and I can say, you know what? My day is looking up. My day is looking up. I was having kind of a bad day, but you know what? My day is looking up right now. That's what taking that pause is all about. You get cut off in traffic, right? It's not going like honking your horn or doing whatever you're gonna do. It's pausing, taking a breath. What do I want to do? Because how I respond is who I am. Taking a breath is a really good thing to do in that moment. If you ever find yourself, and we'll end up talking about this a little bit, but regulating your nervous system, breath is such a good way to take advantage of that pause. And get clarity, right? So that's the first part of being proactive. It's understanding and taking advantage of that pause between stimulus and response. We're not robots. We're just not. You always have the freedom to choose how you respond to a stimulus. So take that as empowering. It's awesome. It is a level of power that not a lot of people feel like they have. Everybody's got it. And now you do too. All right, I'll catch you next time.